is a beautiful Saturday, March the 19th, 2022. My name is William Michael Forbes. I want to welcome you to today's edition of Supernatural Saturday. There we go. Today's meditation is going to be on healing your world with Jamal Ipsekeu. Now, he said to me, when he says healing your world, he does not mean humans healing the world like in the planet. Yes. But healing your world, your own personal world, healing your world, your immediate life, because the world is its own consciousness. The actual earth is its own consciousness. He says at best humans have become inconvenient for the earth, just an inconvenience for the earth. And it's not the first time. It's important that you understand the concept of healing your world, your mind, your body. Any relationship that you have with all other things, persons, times, and spaces are because of the relationship you have with yourself. Are you whole? Are you healthy? Are you complete? Are you fulfilled? Are you filled with joy? There are very specific effects in time and space that you will experience. As a result of your own thoughts, your own emotions, and your own feelings. Today's meditation will be very short and very simple. We're going to focus exclusively on the conception. Remember, to conceive, to conceptualize, to put together an idea in your consciousness, independent of your acquired thoughts, but which will be causative to the effects that it produces in your body. You must understand you cannot escape the reality that your thoughts directly interface with time, space, and matter the very moment you put your attention on them. There was a time when humanity had a very intimate relationship with each member, each in the divine state of their being, operating in this plane of creation. Societies evolved as a result of this consciousness. This consciousness can be reestablished in any one of you. It is to the degree and extent that any of you hold this consciousness that your civilization still exists at all. The very nature of your consciousness is what determines whether your civilization survives or not. Every civilization over the last 12,000 years particularly have been attempts to restart that which came before in the realm of humanity. The apex of humanity has been passed, but can be restored individually first before it can be restored collectively. Well, your thoughts and your emotions can be specifically generated to create favorable conditions for your body, for your mind, for your individual experience of the creation. It is extremely important that everyone choose to be involved. And this has become quite a challenge, for the conception of free will requires that each and every one of you would elect of your own volition to choose to be free of the encumbrances of pain and suffering. They are not necessary when awareness is properly established and knowledge is properly present. And so in this process today, we are going to take a simple conception to make your world better. And again, I want to specify that your world refers to you specifically as an individual observing this process or participating in this process. That the nature and quality of how you are able to interact with your mind and your body are directly correlated to your experiences in this world, directly correlated to your relationships, directly correlated to your overall vibrational state of being. That is, if you are in a state of fear or a state of love. These states are directly correlated to the nature and quality of your deliberate and intentional thinking. Actions through your body cannot occur without some form of an idea behind them. There is no experience in the human kingdom that does not have an idea behind it, a creator. War is a creation of someone's mind. Peace is a creation of someone's mind. Love is an expression of someone's mind. And that mind is directed by you, an awareness that can observe thought, observe mind, observe body. And in that perspective of awareness, you can begin a process of deliberately re-articulating your experience of the world. But look around you, there is not one creation in the human realm that is not correlated to a thought form that has been selected or chosen. There are some of you that agree that certain things are good and therefore you do them. War requires an agreement. Peace requires an agreement. Love requires an agreement. And if you look at your world socially today, the individual experiences are based upon their ideas. It is not based upon some political machination. There are people who love war, and there are people who love peace, and there are people who love love, and there are people that love health, and there are people that love suffering. These are the reasons and ways these things happen. When you understand the nature of yourself, that you are a being of awareness, of consciousness, let me say of light, that comes into form, then the relationship you have over your matters becomes your responsibility exclusively. The challenge that you face collectively as a species now is getting everyone to willingly choose to be happy, to willingly choose to be creative, to willingly choose to be responsible, to willingly choose to align to certain vibrational states of consciousness. You would think that it would be very easy to do when you recognize that the effects that you are experiencing are your own causes, that the effects that you are experiencing are your own causes. Your suffering, your pain are effects of causes that you have set in motion, that you have aligned to, or that you have accepted from others. For the innocence of a child suspends their judgment, and so they can simply receive an idea from the world around them and accept it as true, that sickness is a natural state, or that love is a natural state, or that they are intelligent or that they are not intelligent. You must understand your capabilities and responsibilities individually. The challenge you face is you now have systems of education that seek to try to train everybody to be on the same page, but it does not honor and reflect the nature and wonder of true individuality. The only thing that education should serve is to remind each and every soul of his or her capacity to select and choose thoughts, to be conscious and intent in this regard to produce very specific results. But we will keep it very simple today, in that we're going to have you breathe slowly and deeply. Each breath that you will take is an instruction to your body. And through all the ages of humans upon this world, through all of the ages, this one piece of understanding has stayed steady throughout all consciousness, although fewer and fewer seem to understand the nature and the sacred nature of your breath, that your breath is the utilization of a divine instrument, which is what your body is. That body you are in is a divine instrument. And that when you subject your body to breathe in a particular fashion, or you subject your body to walk or to talk, you are asserting a divinity over matter. It is important you understand your relationship to that body, to that mind, your relationship to it, not the world's relation to it, your relation to it. when you understand this, then you'll begin to grasp the concept that you are actually orchestrating matter to serve you. You're not simply moving a physical body around, you're orchestrating matter to serve you. And the action of deliberate breathing, is that intentional assertion of your consciousness over matter. The same process works with your mind, in that you can utilize the breath to affect thought to be still or active, or to activate specific thoughts to cause very precise results. The deliberate and intentional process of breathing is a divine assertion of your consciousness over matter, and ultimately over mind, and thereby over environment, because you cannot accept the effects that occur around you as being separate from your own causes. It is why some of you are observing a war from far away, and those of you that are in the war, simply one is in alignment with one conception, whereas the other is not. You cannot separate the effects of your thoughts from your experience, especially when you align an emotion to them. So today, we will remind ourselves of this process of breath, that the moment you sit your body into a position or stand your body into a position, the moment you deliberately and consciously articulate your breath, in that moment you deliberately choose to articulate your breath, you are asserting your consciousness over matter. The body is the vehicle that humans use while in the expression and cultivation and development of their own creative potentials. So your deliberate act of breathing is an assertion of your consciousness over mind and over matter. Put that simply, it is then a matter of training then your mind and body to be in alignment with the assertion of your will, as opposed to the assertion of others' will upon you, which is what most people struggle with now, is that the assertion of the will of others is upon them, and they have not learned to make that distinction. And so you hear a person say this, or you see a program say that, and you accept that, and you allow the influence over your matters to be delegated to others. Thereby, many of you feel like you are out of control in your world, not because you are actually out of control, but you have surrendered responsibility over your ability to organize and structure matter into the conditions and states that you want it to be. So I encourage you, as I speak, to take a slow, deep breath and know that you are not simply causing the body to breathe. You are affecting matter with your breath. The breath. You are affecting matter with directing the body to do these things. It is simple and wondrous and beautiful to know this when you begin to understand that you are affecting matter with your breath. Now that movement of matter, of air into the body and air from the body, is not simply a movement of what you have labeled as air. It is a movement of energy. It's a movement of electrical potentials, drawing energy in. You're not simply drawing what you call air into your body, which gives it a very benign name when it is a very active substance. When you are drawing air into that body, you are moving electronic substance in the form of molecules, atoms, and subatomic particles, as you call them. You're moving them into your body with your breath. And as you do that, the movement of these electronic particles generates what is called an electrical field or charge. So that when you draw that energy in, and you draw your breath and fill your lungs, there is a point where the accumulation of that electrical charge becomes available to you in the heart center of your body. You can feel it if you take a slow, deep breath in through your nose. And as the lungs come to filling and capacity, feel the sensation of the charge that has accumulated in the body to this area, and hold your breath and stay with the sensation of that charge for approximately 3 seconds. And then release that breath from the mouth. And again, as you release this breath, these molecules from the body by exhaling, also towards the lower end of your breath, there is an electrical charge that is accumulated. You accumulated charge in, and as you exhale, you accumulate another charge within below. As above, so below. You draw the breath in, accumulate, release the breath, accumulate. Continue to draw your breath in like that, feeling the accumulation of energy at the top, resting in it for a few moments, releasing the breath and feeling the accumulation of the charge in the solar region of the body, what you call your solar plexus, the solar plexus chakra or energy center, and feel that for a few seconds, and then breathe in again. This gives you an awareness, a process whereby you are now directing and altering the way energy moves into the body and it's stored in the body and is released in the body. In your process of breathing, keep your attention on the breath, the drawing in of the breath. Feeling the accumulation of the charge in your body. Releasing the breath. Feeling the accumulated charge in the solar plexus. Drawing the breath in. And feeling the accumulation of the charge at the top of the breath. And then releasing. And feeling the accumulation of the charge. Some of you might know that feeling as a sensation of goodness or excitation. But continue to breathe in this fashion. And as you do, as you continue to direct the body to breathe in this fashion, simply, consciously, deliberately give that body and the muscles of that body permission to relax, to let go, to be still. As you continue to breathe, give those muscles permission to relax, to let go, to be still. This process gives you greater awareness that you are directing the body into another state of expression. You are now utilizing the breath and the energy accumulated from the breath, directing the muscles to relax, to let go, to be still. You are becoming refamiliarized with the truth that you are in direct control over the matter of your world, which is the world of your biology, the world of your mind. As you feel them relaxing, the body becoming quieter, more calmer, feeling the energy of the body. Some of you may feel the vibrational nature in the hands and feet, but please understand that it is more than that. You are literally beginning a process of organizing, coordinating, and redirecting the functions of matter on your behalf. In this case, the function of your biology. As you continue the process of drawing the breath in, feeling the accumulated charge in the heart center, and then exhaling, and feeling the accumulated charge in the solar plexus center, and simply repeating that deliberate breathing process so you gain a familiarity with how your matter of your body responds to your direction. The next component in this process is quite simple. Becoming aware of your mind, that you can alter and direct the flow of thought in your mind by simply turning your attention to that place where you can see and observe, some of you more intensely than others, a flow of thought, of memory, of future considerations, of emotions, becoming aware of those things in the mind, and using the breath in the same fashion. When you are aware of thought, draw your breath in. Feel the accumulation of the energy in the heart center. And as you exhale, release the thought with the breath. Release thought from your mind with your breath. Allow each breath to work thusly. Now each breath is utilized to alter and change the flow of thought forms in your mind. Thought forms are ideas and information that you have accumulated from your experiences in the physical dimension. And you store them in a non-physical location that you have designated your mind. But this is an invisible realm of consciousness called thought that you can be aware of. Use your breath to draw in, accumulate energy. And as you exhale, give the thoughts permission to be still. Release them from your mind. To the degree and extent that you feel the thoughts becoming quieter, calmer, and more peaceful, to that degree and extent you gain awareness now that you also orchestrate and can direct and affect the thoughts in your mind. For some of you, the practice of this process may take a little more time to get the mind as relaxed and as released as you can your body, but the two will work together. If the mind gets too active, simply become focused on your breath. At the top of your breath, feel the accumulated charge and release. And then feel the accumulated charge in the solar plexus. And you will notice that as you give the body greater permission to relax, to let go, deliberately giving your muscles permission to relax, you'll notice that there's a corresponding effect in the mind, in that as the body becomes more dormant, so too does the thought world. For the relationship between thought and matter are mostly conducive to what's happening to the body and its need to exist and survive. As you continue this process of breathing, utilizing the breath to liberate thought from your attention, to simply use your breath to release thought. Deliberately releasing thought with your breath. Anytime thought becomes too distracting or too intense, simply bring your attention back to the accumulation of the charge on the inhale and on the exhale. In the exhale, it is always the charge in the solar plexus. In the in-breath, it is the accumulation of the charge in the heart center. The very act of giving your body permission to relax is a similar act that you perform in giving your mind permission to be still, to be quiet, to be peaceful. You, as the awareness, here to have the experience of mind and body and creating conditions in matter, it is you that has authority over thought and over matter. This is the fundamental foundation of all creation. independent creation, unique creation, comes from the individual that is able to distinguish themselves from the conditions of matter, the conditions of mind, to orchestrate both with a deeper understanding of the effects of one thing upon another. Innovation, creation, invention come from this place of being, where you are aware you are not your thoughts. But on this world today, there are many now seeking to make the world a better place. And what you need to do is focus on making your world a better place. And that world is your mind, that world is your body. When your mind and body are under your direction, under the direction of your love, under the direction of your light, under the direction of your compassion, your world will improve tremendously in a very short time frame. And for those of you that hear these words and apply these things, it will be known to you what it is I have said and why I have structured it as being making your world a better place. Because when your world is a better place, your world, your individual experience of life, then you tend to emanate and radiate that upon others. So take 1 minute with me now, 1 minute, to simply breathe. Feel the charge here on the inhale. Feel the charge in the solar plexus on the exhale. Give the body permission to relax. Allow all the muscles to let go. And then give the mind permission to be still, quiet and peaceful. Let us do this. Feel the charge at the top of the breath in the heart center. Feel the charge in the solar plexus chakra on the exhale. With each breath, deliberately and intentionally give the body's muscles permission to relax, to let go, to turn loose. It is your body. It will follow your instructions. It is best on the exhale to be mindful of how the body releases, relaxes, and lets go under that direction of your breath. Even the exhale is information you're transmitting through matter to be relaxed, to release, to let go. And then turn your attention to the place of thought. And then similarly, breathe in this fashion. Draw the breath in. When the charge has accumulated, be prepared that as you exhale this time, you release all thought from your mind, all memory, all future considerations. Just release and let go. Give your thoughts permission to be still, to be quiet, to be peaceful. And quite simply, as you learn to gain awareness that you can establish a state of being in your body that's more favorable to peace, that's more favorable to love, that's more favorable to clarity of mind, There is nothing that is impossible to you at that point when you begin to realize you are always effecting matter when you are conscious and aware that you are doing so, that you can consciously alter and affect thought and emotion with thought. As you become more familiar with that, you liberate yourself. You liberate yourself from subjectivity to your mind and to your body. And it is that objectivity, once established, that gives you proper dominion and authority over your world, the world of your own creation. The world as a whole, she is beautiful and fine and always has been, although she is certainly altering and changing in relationship to the alterations and changes you are making in your consciousness individually and collectively. But that is not a concern of yours at this time. Your concern is to establish your divine authority again over your world. For how you would treat others, how you will entreat this world is wholly dependent upon the nature and quality of your thoughts, your emotions, and your consciousness. Do not let your thoughts and your emotion and your consciousness be so quickly offered under the authority of another. Be very mindful of whom you would choose to surrender your awareness to or give your attention to. Be mindful, for the thought of another, when accepted by you, will bear a corresponding effect on you. Just as you may agree to a certain thought, you will agree to its consequences as well. Please understand this. When you agree to a thought, you would agree to its consequences, because every thought organizes conditions of matter. The degree and intensity of that organization is a matter of repeated time and space events in the form of accumulated thought, accumulated actions, but that is not the consideration today. Simply this gentle and elegant practice to heal your world is all I came here to offer today. Wow. Thank you. Thank you. Good morning, everybody. I love the simplicity of that. Hello, Nicole. Hi, Kira. Hello, Khan. So this process is very simple, and it can't be made any simpler than that. If you repeat it and repeat it, you entrain yourself as awareness, as a soul, to recognize that the relationship you have with your mind and body is sacred, and it is yours. You can reorganize and restructure thought and emotion when you understand that you can, when you gain that experience. Most people have been taught or trained to believe that they have no control over their feelings, that their body is somehow more in charge of them than they are, that their minds are uncontrollable. This is a lie that we have to stop telling ourselves, that we cannot control our thoughts. It is how humanity has existed for tens of thousands of years through the utilization of thought. Every major civilization has existed understanding this principle to varying degrees. The length and duration of a civilization is wholly dependent upon its ability to fully appreciate, comprehend, and grasp that concept, and then to apply it. The short lifespans of some civilizations are direct results of those that did not understand this process properly. Question from Blaine for Archangel Raphael. Is there any advice for us to give birth to our new babe at home? Well, congratulations first on that wonderful gift of divine spirit coming into your world, Blaine. Congratulations to you and your beautiful partner, and their sibling as well too. That I'm getting the words. It's yes, gentle, warm, yellow light. Make certain there's warm, gentle, yellow light surrounding the space. Let it be in yellow light. It must be in yellow light for this dear one. It must be pleasing as the sun, this light, as pleasing as the sun. It is unnecessary for me to suggest to you that you need to bring joy to the experience of this, for that is already established. Yes, tell her, he wants me to tell you to tell her to rejoice. The distinction between the experience of what the body naturally does is one of allowing, not one of control. Understand that the vibration of what some call the experience of pain can actually be experienced as intense bliss when you understand the nature and meaning of the actions that biology is performing. The exquisite joy that occurs with the full understanding of what birth is profound. And this one that can acquire this awareness will light that room even brighter. Wow. Thank you, Blaine, and congratulations. Wow. Happy birthday, Daniel. Question from Sophia. How do we use it against the auto? That's a great question. Stop using them as a reference point. Again, the ultimate pinnacle of human civilization has been reached once. It can be reached again, but please understand that the complete and absolute autonomy you must have over your own mind and body, once established, is unassailable. When you understand the nature of vibration and frequency, when you alter and change yours, you might say you can become invisible to other people and other beings, and you can move through your world freely and joyfully. And there are many instances of this. But the most important thing is to establish the awareness that you and the thoughts that you have in your mind, you have absolute authority over. You have authority over that. You also have authority over what you will accept or not accept. You do not have to accept every gift that is given to you. And there are many thoughts that are beautiful, and there are many thoughts that are not so beautiful. And you have the choice to accept them or not, whether they please you or not. Just be simply mindful that that is a reality that you do not have to accept. And in that decision, you don't have to fight against it, for if you fight against it, you will likewise accumulate that effect in your own life. Release your desire to resist and release your desire to attack. And you will find great peace will come to you. Question from Nancy. Do my guides have an idea or guidance to make a difference in my life? Well, I think that just happened. If you use, is there anything else that she can do with this? When you have established that you are in authority over your own mind and your own matter, which is your body, your matter is your body. When you are clear that you are in authority over them, then creation can begin. True creation can begin when you are distinctly aware of who you are and able to consciously select and choose constructual ideas that will allow you to create very different experiences in your world. This awareness is crucial. When you understand that you have this authority, then you are very mindful about what you will choose or not choose to create. For you move then from the process of establishing the house and an order in the house to the realm of creation. But only at that point where you are no longer subjective to thought or subjective to fear or subjective to the impulses of the body, at that point you move into the realm of creation. And the realm of creation is where you get to tinker and play and explore with what happens to matter when you interact with it in certain ways, means, and qualities. Thank you. Um, Wonderful. Question from White Rabbit. Any message from my guides, my grandpa from my dad's side? Um, it's funny you say that. The only words that came to my mind when I read that question, it popped in right away. He said, gone fishing. And I don't know if your grandpa was a fisher, but he said literally, I'm gone fishing. And yeah, I do not take any offense. Things changed significantly for me since then. Things have changed significantly for me since then. There is a delightful and beautiful life that we all have. Something about a horse. He's saying something about a horse. I don't know what it is, but something about a horse that get on the horse. You get back on the horse. He wants this to go right to you. Get back on the horse. I don't know if he's talking about a physical horse. I'm seeing a picture of a horse, but he's saying get back on the horse. So I don't know if that relates to, but that's clearly what he wants you to hear. Gone fishing. I love that. Got time for one more question. Question from Adam. Can you ask Pan to explain the mechanics on how the sacral and root chakras can function to emit a sexual central vibration to others, and what are the conditions for the workings of such? Fascinating question. I'm curious about that myself. Wow. From the perspective of the question that you've asked, it is important you understand that the nature of that question in that form simply indicates to me that you are asking for instruction on how your body primarily and automatically reproduces itself. There is a process of organic production of bodies, and then there's the process of creation. Which one are you referring to? Are you referring to the process of utilizing these lower vibrational biological energies for a higher vibrational creative process? Or do you want to define a method by which you can manipulate other people by using your sexual energy? It's important to understand the difference between these. If you wish to use your sexual energy to manipulate others, well, that is simply an instinctual process of reproduction or manipulation, take your pick. But ultimately, you would take these lower vibrational energies and you would utilize them in the higher function of creation. How is it you can contribute your creative effects into bettering the world that you exist in? That is the world of your life. If you believe that is done by manipulating others, you will have one experience of your world. If it is done through the process of creating works and expressions that assist and aid others in their growth, that is another. There will be no judgment from me on this for you, just a simple understanding that there are only two ways that you can use that specific type of energy. The means and mechanisms for utilizing this energy, the body contains within itself the own potential for self-replication that is stored in those regions of your biology. Your body naturally contains that, but it only becomes active when an opposing field comes into its presence and stimulates those centers. But again, this is a process of procreation as opposed to a process of creativity. Wow. Great question, Adam. Yes, I know. Sorry, I'm also being told that simple ways of stimulating the lower energy centers of the body like that, if you want to draw the lower vibrational creative energy up, you tighten those lower muscles and draw the energy up. But we can cover that another day. That's a great one. Question from Baba Gira. What is more important, realization of wholeness and oneness, or knowledge of true creation? They're inseparable. If you understand one, then you understand the other. The two are interdependent, much the same way as your mind and body are interdependent. and you are interdependent with your mind and body, so too is that also true for this knowledge and self-realization. They are two sides of one and the same coin. Wonderful. Okay, guys. Wonderful. I want to say much love to everybody. Thank you for sharing your precious time with me. Thank you, Jamal, for coming in today. That was beautiful. Simple elegance. I was when he first said it, I thought he meant the whole world, but no, he means the world that we each have. We are each responsible for a world. You are a world. I am a world. We are all a world. Take care of your world. Let's see here. So on Monday, I'm very excited about Monday because I've never heard of this being before. On Monday, March the 21st, there's a being by the name of Astarte. I've never heard of them before, but she came in and she wants to talk about just dreaming the life. And that's going to be Monday the 21st, this being named Astarte. On Wednesday, March the 23rd, the subject is going to be health and disease, the choice of vibration. And I have no idea who's doing that yet. They haven't told me. But health and disease, the choice of vibration. And lastly but not least, there will be, in 2 weeks from today, we will be starting our Mediumship 102 program. And our Mediumship 102 program assists you in letting go of your old, past, dense emotions so that you can be liberated from your past and learn to live in the present. I highly encourage you to go to my website, williammichaelforbes.com, and register for our Mediumship 102 Masterclass that begins in 2 weeks from today. So get yourselves on that, and I'll look forward to seeing you guys there. And I'll look forward to seeing you on Monday on Shortcuts for Your Soul. Much love, everybody. Have yourselves a wonderful and a joy-filled and a beautiful Saturday. Bye for now.